Hello and welcome to Snack Time.
Yay!
Yay! So on this episode of Snack Time, we are showing you an interesting game. One you probably haven't played, but you know, you may want to go through the trouble of doing it. But before we get to that, let's talk about who's here this time.
Okay.
We got our usual crew. Andrew.
Hello, I'm Andrew.
And Henry's also here.
Yeah, but we don't really have our usual crew, Graham. You've already started off with a lie. Because we have special guests.
We have other people, but we also have our usual crew.
It's other people on top of the...
Yeah.
Correct.
So
it would have been a lie if you said only the usual.
right, but I did not, in fact, say that.
I'm hearing around the grapevine you might have said that.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
All right, but on that note, to help me show off this game, I have invited a couple of local friends here to help out. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm planning to get beat by Puyo today a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm Emily, and I'm probably also going to get beat by Puyo, so that's okay.
I can neither confirm nor deny that I will beat them with Puyo. I may beat them with Tetris. But yeah, so we're going to play some Puyo Puyo Tetris.
Politician, Graham.
Yeah, you know,
I can confirm nor deny these allegations
Yeah.
that I will whip their butt.
with Puyo. I can confirm that I will win.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so to that point,
So I'm in the right place.
To a great
so
start.
this is Puyo Puyo Tetris. This game has not come out in the West yet. It is a Japan-only game. It released for the PlayStation 3, the Wii U, the 3DS, and the Vita. We are playing the Wii U version. But if you wanted to play it yourself and say you don't have a Japanese Wii U to play it on like a crazy person, the PS3 version is region-free. I mean, so is the Vita version, but the PS3 version has all these multiplayer modes and things you may want to check out. And so, yeah. So we're just going to jump in here, and first of all, let me ask you guys, do you know what Puyo Puyo is?
I do.
Gee, let me think. Do I know what a really weird Japanese game that Graham's talking about is? No, I have no clue, and I still think you're making this up. But we
Okay.
are seeing the
So-
game in front of you, so we're not making
Do,
it up.
do you know what Tetris is?
Yeah, I feel
may
like...
have heard of it once.
See, I feel like I don't need to introduce Tetris, but just to show you, we're gonna show you just Puyo. We're gonna play Puyo against Puyo, which just is Puyo Puyo. Surprise.
Wait a minute.
So
What? Okay, I will let you continue. Otherwise,
yeah.
this
So
this
the
will
game,
last forever.
which I am as the first player, I am picking Arl, who is the franchise hero, at least of the original games. Okay, apparently I'm not. No, you know what? Yes. Because whatever. There are character abilities in some modes, but we're not playing those modes. So in those games, you may have seen or played this game and not known it, because it was released in America as Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine and as Kirby's Avalanche. Also, there have been entries in around 2000 or so, like 2001, 2002, and they called it Puyo Pop. But it is crazy popular in Japan, like as popular as Tetris, to the point where it makes sense to put them together. Kind of in the way Street Fighter Cross Tekken was like, Tekken's not really big here, but it's just as big in Japan kind of situation. But yeah, so the whole thing is you are matching Puyo, or little blobby things, and you are trying to match 4 or more of them, and then they disappear.
I enjoy
So,
the technical term,
okay.
little blobby things.
Yes, it's important
That's
to.
actually the North American little blobby things.
See, okay, so I have to say there is another localized version that was for the PC, and they called it Quirks, Kwirks. And for some reason it had Alexei Pajitnov, creator of Tetris, on the box. I did mention this in my column when I brought this down, but it was him endorsing Puyo, basically, which was a little strange.
That's quite an endorsement, though.
Yeah. So the whole thing with Puyo is it's basically designed as a competitive game, whereas Tetris kind of has that, at least originally, it was kind of a zone out and do what you can thing. But Puyo itself was designed kind of with a you clear stuff to attack your opponent. And so it got really big in Japanese arcades, where, you know, it was kind of like Street Fighter in that way. You challenge someone to Puyo, you know? So yeah, it's been around since 91, 92, something like that.
No idea.
Yeah. But, yeah, so...
Graham, did I miss? Was I not paying attention? No, let me guess. Graham's got to be blue.
Yeah, I was just about to ask who is who here?
Who is which color? Because blue seems to be doing pretty well.
Yeah, I am blue and I am on the left.
Okay.
I'm green on the right.
I'm red in the middle.
All right.
Yeah, it's not easy being green.
At first, no. Right now, well, it's easier being green than red right now. So does the game,
no.
I guess we'll find out soon, but does the game end when one person fails, or is it like sort of goes down to the final
So,
one? So red's out.
most versions of the game don't have 4-player mode. I have sought them out specifically because I'm me. And there was a great Super Famicom game that we play all the time that has that. But yeah, so most of the time it's just when the opponent is gone. But in this game it is last person standing.
Okay. So red is now out, and red, which I believe was it Jeremy?
That would be me.
So now, do you just sit there and think about what you've done?
I atoned for my sins in Puyo.
Yeah.
I thought you did pretty well. I would be terrified to go up against Graham in a game like this, but I thought you did pretty well. This game looks.
We've had a lot of
very
practice. He's pretty formidable. I think
No doubt.
especially in Puyo versus Puyo, I get the sense that they're not as much into Tetris as I am, in that I didn't really get them to play a Tetris game ever until this one came out, and I'm like, hey, you could just play Puyo in it, which kind of worked out. But yeah, there's some pretty tense matches. We definitely can just play Puyo for hours and hours and hours.
It looks really fun. Is it like Tetris DS, where like the more lines you clear in one go, the more sort of damage I guess you're going to do to the other player?
That's true about the Tetris side. With the Puyo side, it's more about getting consecutive combos. So it's about clearing something and then having that fall and clearing something. You'll see the multiplier go up. But yeah, so that's kind of how Puyo works. Also, in this version, they do add some of that scoring to Tetris. So they do weight the scoring a little bit. So if you keep clearing lines every time you drop something with Tetris, that does rack up a lot of damage.
All right.
Graham, it seems like you are pretty good at Puyo.
Thank you.
It seems like it.
I don't know what else to say,
Graham's
but
good at a lot of things.
thanks, buddy.
I have another question.
Okay.
In terms of you damaging, or I guess creating these like little ghost blobs on the other people, do you get to
Garbage
choose who you
Puyo.
target, or is it random, or how does that work?
At least in this game, and in most games, it sends all of your garbage to everybody.
You can
Oh, it's
count
to everybody.
Yeah, so you can actually counter the Puyo. If you see different amounts coming down on people, it's because any combo you make fights off the Puyo you're about to, like the garbage you're about to get before it sends any away.
Right.
So, you know, if you see something coming at you, you can trigger whatever you got and hope for the best. But generally, everybody gets the same stuff. But the thing is, like, you'll get the combination of the two people who aren't used stuff, so...
And it can get pretty nasty.
I don't remember when it wasn't pretty nasty. Like it's perpetually nasty.
So I see. So you're all playing as different characters. Does that have any bearing on the game?
So there are modes in which that basically what it does is it changes your drop set, which the whole thing is like sometimes like in the standard Puyo that won't happen. There are modes where you have like larger pieces, weird shaped pieces, things like that, and who you pick depends. Like, you know, you're more likely to get like the crazy 3-size blocks that are in an L shape, or you're more likely to get the like 4-size like weird yin yang looking thing. Like it doesn't come up in this thing. For most of the modes, it's just whose voice you want to associate with when you're doing well. Which, I mean, it can make a difference. Unfortunately, he's not in this game, but in some Puyo games, there's a character called Onion Knight, where whenever he does anything, he just says onion, onion, onion.
That sounds like a great character.
It's a pretty great character. But yeah, so in this stuff, it's just aesthetic. Oh no.
Seems like a pretty intense match.
Oh no.
Check out Z Block, showing off his stuff in Puyo.
This is true. So yeah, so Puyo had all these characters, right? But Tetris doesn't have characters. Like Tetris isn't
Right.
like a Japanese anime game.
Not much of a storyline in Tetris.
So for this game, they decided to create characters. And they are, you know, being Japanese, they are like personifications of the 7 Tetris shapes.
Right.
So Z is for some reason a big robot.
Of course.
Well, yeah, makes sense to me. I don't know.
Yeah,
I as
I
a
don't know.
scientist. I don't know, but he's also a dog scientist.
Oh, right.
Because
That,
that's,
actually, you
yeah.
know what? I get it now. Yep. The rich. If you actually think back to the rich Tetris lore, it actually makes some sense.
Okay.
Got to do some digging, but
Yeah.
Tetris lore. I thought the only lore was that when you beat it, the rocket ship flies away or something. Wasn't that? I thought that was it.
I mean, if you do well enough, a rocket ship doesn't fly away. Instead, the whole castle flies away. Which is usually what I got because I'm awesome. But,
Right. Well, of course.
I mean, that's not true. That happened once to me. Tetris by itself can be brutal.
okay. So I guess you might get to this later on in the stream, but I'll just ask now: is there a game mode in this that kind of blends the two?
Yes.
Both Tetris and Puyo
So-
together in some weird
So
way?
first I wanted to show you the most vanilla version of Puyo that I could so that you have a good basis of Puyo. Then we
Yeah.
can jump into the kind of real modes.
Ooh,
Which we will
real.
do as soon as someone wins 2, which just happened. Okay.
Man.
Whoa.
I-
Looks
I-
like my verbal barbs unleashed the beast in Jeremy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had time to
He
think
has
about
come
my
back
actions.
with ruthless abandon.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
You warned me, Graham.
Here I thought
did.
Graham was the Puyo master, but I don't know.
Wait till we get into
Graham's really
Tetris.
polite though. And Graham, are you hosting? Like, aren't you at your place?
Yes.
Yeah, Graham. Yeah, you never know. Graham's really kind. Gonna let Jeremy win that one.
I may have been explaining the history of Puyo while I was doing it, which doesn't help
Oh
concentration.
well, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay, so first what we're going to do is we're going to show you a maybe probably the most standard mode of the game, which is that you can play Puyo against Tetris. So I'm assuming they're going to, at least one of them is going to pick Puyo because I know how they think. So I'm going to pick Tetris, and I'm going to show you Dog Scientist I here, who happens to be my dude.